Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from group 3. We are going to present about making inference based on clue. Our group member consists of AFRILIAN Saeful Fajri, LENI LISTIA PRATIWI, LISTIANA USWATUN KHASANAH, Mimi JAMILAH, SEKAR LISTARI. So I'm gonna ask you, what is inference? An inference is a conclusion drawn from the evidence. You can think of inferring as making educated guesses based on what you know and what a source tells you. Inferencing is used as a tool to make smart guesses. We combine new information with our prior knowledge to make two smart guesses. And inference are not state outright. We have to use some deductive reasoning to reach two conclusions. Usually, an inference comes from a why or how question.
Types of inferences. The main types of inference are those drawn from context, tone, and examples. Each type of inference looks for different clues for meaning. The first one is inference from context. You can infer meaning from the context of a source. Context is the stuff surrounding a text, like the time, location, and other influences. To determine context, you can look at setting, time or place it was written, situation the author is responding to, an event, issue, or problem influencing the source. Type of publication: news source, research report, blog post, novel, etc. Author background: who are they? What kind of stuff do they write about? The second one is inference from tone. You can infer what an author means by looking at their tone. The tone is the attitude an author takes when writing. To determine tone, you can look at descriptive words in the source. Do the adjectives and adverbs sound sarcastic, angry, impassionate? Feelings the source brings up. How does the source make you feel? Does the author seem to intend you to feel that way?
Next is inference from examples. You can look for an author's meaning in their examples. Sometimes the example an author uses show things the author doesn't know how to say. Here are the questions that you can ask yourself to infer from examples. Why did the author choose these examples? What feelings does this example give me? What can we learn from these examples that the author does not directly state? What are context clues? Context clues are hints in the text that you can use to infer the meaning of specific words or phrases. Context clues are really useful when you need to decipher new vocabulary, so you don't have to whip out a dictionary every time. Context clues are hidden in the surrounding text. The new word will be situated in a particular context, and you can often use that to deduce its meaning. The clues will hint at the meaning, and you can usually figure out what the words represent. Here are the reasons why context clues are important. Because when there are situations where we cannot access the dictionary to find out the meaning of a word, then we will rely on context clues to help us find out the meaning of the word. Then, understanding context clues can help us become more fluent readers, as we won't be constantly distracted from reading by closing the book and checking out certain definitions. Fluency is a core reading comprehension skill and can really help increase overall confidence. Last, being able to interpret context clues will also help us to develop our broader inference skills, which will further aid reading comprehension skills as well as have a great effect on problem-solving skills.
Now, I would like to provide some examples of inferences. All animals share the same vital needs such as food, water, and shelter. What do we know about food, water, and shelter? Based on what you know about animals and their relationship to food, water, and shelter, what can infer that vital means? The answer is vital, adjective, absolutely important or necessary, essential. All animals cannot live without food, water, or shelter. That means it is absolutely necessary that have those three things. Next is steps for making an inference. First, to make inferences, it helps to read the source. Read your source carefully and take notes on the following features. What is genre? What is the purpose? What is the main idea? What effect does the author intend to have on the reader? Second one is, what is it you want to know about your source? What information or ideas were you hoping to get from it? Consider this carefully. Then, write out your questions. If you don't have a specific question to ask, you can always start with general questions. Here are some general questions to start with. First, what are the goals of this search? What does author think about? What is the author trying to imply about my subject? What does the author think is important or irrelevant? And the last one is, why does the author think it will happen or happen?
The next steps for making an inference is identify clues. To answer your question, it's time to put on that device hat. Read the source closely, identify clues along the way, look for the context, tone, or examples used by the author. Do they give any clues to answer your question? Write down anything you learn from the clues. For instance, in the example above, you might have identified descriptive words that showed the author's tone and written them down. The next step is make an educated guess. Try to answer your question. Examine your clues carefully and use them to develop a tentative answer. The last step is explain and support your inferences. You have an answer. Now explain how you got there, select the evidence or the clues that you found from the source. You can also select evidence from the other sources for context. The last is conclusion. When we make inferences, we reach conclusion based on evidence and reasoning. We figure things out by applying our own knowledge and experience to the situation at hand. Helping students understand when information is implied or not directly stated will improve their skills in drawing conclusions and making inferences. That's all the material that we'll deliver. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.